feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Okay. We're ready to go, and even though I said 7:05, we're not there, unfortunately. One second.
You know how I feel. You know how I feel. You know how I feel. You know how I feel.
Okay, finally. All right, let's do this. Okay, there I am. All right, we can maybe. Okay. Yeah. Ooh. All right. Hey, everybody. Whoever is here. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, so lots to not really tell you about. Not too much is going on as far as the class is going. Hey, Claire. Hey, Louisa. Hey, Jennifer. Carla. Jackie. Sweet Shayna. Sweet. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Hey, you guys. I am stoked to be teaching tonight. I have been looking forward to teaching all night long, even though it wasn't until, I don't know, just about an hour and a half ago or 2 hours ago that I really, I thought about what we could do. And it was in part due to the suggestions you guys made. So thank you guys that made some suggestions or gave some feedback on the thread. Hey, Rita. And I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about what's going on in my life. I have been reading the Dopamine Nation, which is a wonderful book, and it's by a practicing psychiatrist at Stanford, and she's written several other amazing books too, but this one is really looking at addiction, and I've referenced it the last couple of classes, and it's too much to get into right now, but basically the idea is, and it's true, and she's coming from clinical sort of basis, that so many different things can become an addiction for us, and we can seek out the pleasure of that thing that whatever we're addicted to, and it becomes this kind of dopamine pursuit. And the problem is that the body wants to bounce back from pleasure in this very, the body's more geared to it levels itself off with pleasure with extreme pain. And so it's like a disproportionate almost amount of pain. And so what happens in addiction is you go for that quick burst of joy, whatever it is you're addicted to, and then this pain comes back that much more. And it's basically like your dopamine base level. And so if you are someone that is worried that you have an addiction or that you're addicted to something, really the only way to really treat that dopamine imbalance is to take, according to her and the studies that she is informed by, that it takes about 30 days. And so I am taking a 30-day dopamine fast on alcohol. And so I knew I was going to do this, and so I haven't had a beer since we signed off last time, or right after that class. I had what was going to be my last beer, and I feel super good about the decision. I'm kind of a little bit shocked at how quickly I feel different, even though it's only been barely 72 hours. And so those things have kind of got me a little shook, to be honest. But I'm really looking forward to doing this dopamine fast with alcohol because I just want to see like what the non-alcohol version of me is like. And to be honest, I'm kind of tired of talking about alcohol, and so I'm just kind of looking forward to just 30 days of not doing that. So if I come off any different in classes or online or whatever, this is just my truth, and I'm just speaking it. And yeah. So anyway, I want to do this, and I feel good about it, and I might be talking about it on social media a little bit as I go through it. Anybody that knows me knows that I like to party. And, you know, anyway, I think I'm going to take this fast, or I know I'm doing it. So, so what's interesting is that I had just exchanged a couple of messages with Vivian about a week ago, and she was telling me about her latest, you know, adventure in sort of a bad way of something that had happened, you know, just life. And I was like, wow, that is so Kaia of you. You keep bouncing it back. And she's like, yeah, well, you know, Kaia never quits. And so I was like, and then Jen mentioned on the Facebook thread about drilling, and then Bonnie mentioned the story, and I thought, who's the one my Dan that does drills? And there's probably multiple, I'm sure there's several, but two in my story are Ashwa the teacher and Kaia the warrior. And Kaia the warrior represents sort of resilience. So I thought what we would do is put a little myth and flow little tent on this regular Thursday night class and do some drilling. I don't really know where the drilling is going to go. If you have a request, you can make that. But we're definitely going to be doing a lot of warrior type drilling. And when I do these locally, these drill classes, some students love them, some students not so much. But we're going to just kind of flow together. And I've got a mix that I'm going to play after we sway up, and we'll just kind of flow with that. If you have a request, I got the same back of the envelope I used on Monday. If you have a specific drill you want me to get to or something. Also, I'm doing a little bit of a color change tonight. I've just kind of taken the Batman look off just for a second. I just want to see how it looks in replay. Okay, as always, on Thursday night, Tara is taking class right now. She takes a yoga study class. Okay. Okay, here we go. Get everything right. And we're actually going to start off tonight with, well, that's a little bright. We're going to start off tonight with a silent sway. And then we'll move into music. Okay. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. In the My Dance story, before Kaia is found, she hides herself away in what the town folk believe are haunted woods. And she adopts little girls who, like her, are abandoned or left behind, and they become the little sisters. And Kaia and the little sisters would pretend to be ghouls and ghosts and witches, and they would scare away anyone that would enter the woods. And they were all particularly good at knowing what a threat sounded like. And when the Kaia came to the Maidan, they asked her, "How is it that you and the little sisters were so good at sensing danger?" And Kaia said, "It's because we know what the quiet sounds like. We know what the quiet sounds like." Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Oh, that's what's wrong. That's not a couch I just pushed over. Let your imagination run wild. Audible breath in. I know what the quiet sounds like. If I'm honest with myself, and I invite you to be with yourself, I think there's been times where my habits were preventing me from hearing what the quiet sounds like. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Open, open. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. There they are. As you warm up, it can be helpful to imagine the way Kaia saw her human body. She felt as though she had grown up with very few advantages, and she needed to survive to take full advantage of all of the advantages she had. And Kaia had a connection to her human body that was enviable. She could move like a cheetah. She was strong. She was agile. And above all, amidst all the wild, she was disciplined. And for Kaia, discipline unlocked her advantages. They multiplied them. So Kaia would drill and drill and drill and drill. Open. You know, this is so funny, Viv, that you're watching right now. And, it's funny because as soon as I put this Medusa image up, I was like, I bet I'm going to piss somebody off that really an adherent of Medusa. So of course you're here. Okay. All right, we're going to keep the flute music going, but we're going to go ahead and grab our hoops. And our first drill tonight, we're going to kind of bounce all over the place. As I mentioned, hopefully I didn't. Shoulder hoop drills. All right, wait a minute. I need to write this down. All right, we can get to that. That's easy. All right, shoulder hoop. Okay. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, sweet. Okay, so our first drill, and this one actually does come from the story with Kaia. And so Kaia has, she grows up this sort of feral Maidan, right? Like she hasn't been claimed yet. She's got all these unique gifts, but she hasn't really been claimed yet. And what's so beautiful about it is, even though she's this badass, she's got this big heart. And so she takes on all these other little, like, homeless girls, basically, and takes them to where they can be safe. And so there's this one scene that I've seen so many times in my hooping where she's stepping across this, like, sort of shallow but pretty strong stream of water, river of water, and she's stepping from rock to rock, and then behind her are all the little sisters, and they're sort of mimicking her and really following in her steps. So you can imagine this one sort of badass witch woman with all these, like, 7 or 8 badass little witch girls behind her. And so for me, this kind of drill is a sort of a combination of a balance and a form drill. And the cool thing about drilling is you don't have to like it. It likes you. Your body will be so grateful whether you hated it the whole time or not. Well, maybe. You know what I mean. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. Kaia was brought into the Maidan, and they were asking her all of these questions about her life. One of the Maidan said, "Where on earth did you get that kind of strength?" And Kaia said, "I got it from the ground beneath me." The ground wasn't Kaia's enemy at all. It was like her friend. Audible breath in. That exercise. I tried to do that exercise about 7 months ago, and that was the class that everything went wrong. One of those. Okay. All right, so we're going to switch off of my iTunes. We're going to switch on to SoundCloud. I'm going to start playing this mix, and we're going to kind of flow through some drills. For those of you that don't know, the Kaia character is based on Vivian Spiral being in my life at the time that those stories started to come. So it's an honor to have her here. All right. All right, we're going to start with, let's see. Yeah, here we go. All right, we'll follow we'll follow Tara's lead here and try some vertical drilling to start things off. Now, the fun thing about drilling is that you don't have to be good at it. You don't have to hit any move because you're just doing the move over and over and over and over again. There's nothing to catch, there's nothing to throw. The drilling, whether it's on your waist or on your hand or wherever it is, that's the thing. The idea of drilling is that you fall into it, and then like jazz or even like music like this, you begin to improvise within that falling in of the drill. And suddenly you might find yourself stepping more. You might find your hand changing distance. Those of you that don't do this already, I imagine most of you do, but going under the legs really feels badass, looks cool, but it also really ups the workout. This is if I do it continuously. Just going under one leg and the other. Of course, this is super easy move. It can be a fun thing to add into a drill, or even just to add in at once. Yeah, this mix is dope. You'll love this. This is bowls. Actually, let's go ahead and, since this is Thursday night, let's do our little hoop path, arm pass drill thing. Not that I'm claiming it, but let's do this thing because this is a great drill. I'll give you, for those of you that haven't ever learned this from me live, I'll give you a chance to practice it. I'm rolling the hoop on one side of the body, bring it over to the other. Practice your drill, your work a drill, is to make it a circuit. Come over here. I'm in a falling. You're not moving, a falling now. I get to swing break it, and now I'm doing that same move in rising. Swing break. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna lay off the mic a second and just show you how I drill. Like if I was just flowing, how I would drill this move.
Everybody made them a mill, let's play a game of who's still got one. I'm on Rowan Road in my ninja, knock down ginger, let's see who spots one. Fuck. If you wanna run up on me, just do it then. I got 99 problems, going broke ain't one, but a bitch is two of them. 22 with a 2.2, just came back from a long vacation. By the time that I'm done, that's a 2.1, I got red bones and I got Asians. Let me land. I got chocolate and I got cravings. I just fly the things in Turks and that shit works cause they put the cakes in. If it weren't me on paddles, I got saddles sat on handles. My shooter stayed in touch, it came in clutch cause I don't do manuals. You got dope.
Alright, we're gonna do one more
I see it from a different angle.
Drill type sequence to wake us up and then we're gonna hop on the core. We're gonna go back to some horizontal rolling here. I'm rolling the hoop.
She came, that came from the clip. No shit, I don't need vibrators. You get hit with a stick. Black Panther, you're gonna need vibranium. I got stainless steel, I got platinum, I got gold.
Take you upstairs for a second and show you some of what we're doing here. Oh, shucks. Then I can add pop. Oh boy. Then I can add pops to it. Going around the back. Foot brake, boom. Oh, foot brake. Sliding away. That's one move it. Okay. So I'm here. Boom, 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 boom. And then these are knocks. Boom, boom, boom. Now I'm going to add a little. This is Thursday night. No, this is the beginner class, but I'll show you just one quick thing because this will be a fun thing to drill. Okay, is we're used to doing this. This is when Tara's doing a perfect example right now. This is 2 point, and this is me moving the hoop back and forth, right? And if I want to do a horizontal break, what I have to do is take the hand that the hoop is traveling towards and twist it to the outside, and I create a 2 point break. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Jackie's done these before, but they're kind of hard. So what's happening here is instead of doing this, I'm going to bring that hand in, and I can stop it. And I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing, but each time I'm sending it back, the hands are changing sides. So as I wish I had the close-up cam on. Let's see if I can, let me get creative here. Let's see if I can show you this. All right, so here we go. Here we go. And of course, just like all horizontal, the more I twist, right, the little bit, sorry, I'm getting nervous. There we go. These are without. They actually can be done inside the body, but that's really hard. But this is what it looks like inside the body. Let's see if I can get low enough. This is what it looks like inside. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, anyway, let's go back to our drilling. So we're back in this horizontal stuff. And if you want to try these breaks, like one way you can get into a break this, all right, here's one way you can feel it. Stall with one hand in point, and then bring the hoop into this other hand in point. So we'll do it like this. I'm going to move this way. I'm going to put this other hand out here, and I'm just going to use it to stop. I'm just going to push that hand. Okay, so, yeah, so, all right, so I left some stuff out, I guess. So you're going to go, yeah, so hold it in your right hand, you know, turning to your left. Like, hold it in the hand that you're turning away from. This may not matter, but then bring it to that hand, and you'll just use that other hand to stop it on the outside edge. So here's the drill. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So Tara first did it with her palm. You could do it with the back of your hand if you wanted to. I'm showing. Yeah, no, you did it just right. So I'm here. I'm just kind of trying to show you how, like, a way to get into it. Because once you get good at this, you can kind of keep the hoop stuck to your hands, and you can almost do anything you want to with it. It's essentially the same thing as folding, it's just done, or excuse me, it's the same thing as 2-point, but just done horizontally. Okay. Oh wow, yes. Class is flying by. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to the core. Since I promised some shoulder drilling, and I think that'd be fun. I kind of wanted to mix it up tonight anyway. Maybe I'm a little bright here. Hey guys, what do you think? Should I go back to the Batman look? Be honest, it's okay. Okay, we're going to start off on the waist. I'm thinking music, highlight that a little bit more. For Kaia, of course, core hooping was mostly defensive, right? It was just sort of an added layer, like she could be doing badass shit up here with her hands, with hoops, or whatever weapon she wanted. And then she could kind of keep this bigger loop just moving around as a way of kind of like force fielding and then attacking and force fielding and then, you know, to protect, of course. So you can think about that as you're moving in the waist. We're going to come up to the shoulders in a second. But just imagine that what the hoop is really doing is creating this force field, and then the action is really at the hands and the feet and what's happening next. And then when you're ready, of course, in your rhythm, you can come up to the shoulders. So if you don't know class, one way to handle a slow beat up at the shoulders is to just kind of move into sort of a type of stilt walking or weeble waddling or whatever. Tara's kind of taking big steps, but what she's doing when she takes those steps, her foot's getting up under the current, right? Like if I step out past the current, then I can kind of go a little slower. Good. I'm not staying inside the circle, I'm stepping out of it. All right, I'm ready for the DJ to bring the beat back, but this is a good, this is a good way to drill, right? It's like Kaia herself is saying, no backs, you're gonna do this just a little bit longer. Of course, another great drill for shoulders is second current, if you can, reverse. Let's just stay here. Second current. Right. And now we're gonna throw, I know, right? A little bit higher. Sweet, Casey. Thank you for joining us, by the way. So now I'm gonna add some brakes and some paddles to this, so that I can keep drilling shoulders, but break up some of the monotony, maybe not burn out in one way. And the type of brake and paddle that I'm going to work on right now is getting my hands, you know, almost completely crisscrossed, sort of parallel, and that's the visual I'm trying to, in my mind, see to create, right? And when I use those 2 points and keeping my elbows high to break the brake and paddle up there. Bit advanced, but while you're doing these drills, if you haven't tried, breaking with one hand inside, one hand outside, it's a lot of fun. A lot of things can happen by doing it. So I'm here. I can just keep my hands prayed if I want to, just rock them back and forth that way. And I can like bring one out and just kind of keep. Shoulders, playing with brakes and paddles, that's the drill. Well, that's exactly what it is, a field of your force. Very powerful. Okay, I wanted to get one more thing in, sorry, before I forget. I remember there was especially angles, so let's talk a little bit about angles while we've got it. And we're going to use this beat kind of to if you struggle to keep a hoop on an angle or to keep it going, usually that's just it's a hoop stamina issue. Your body will get slowly in the different kind of shape to be able to keep the hoop going up and up and up again. We'll do some of this at the waist. Now, I just did a class on this on Monday night, if you want to check this out, but we're going to get back up to angles at the shoulders. So we're going to create earth angle, boom, boom, boom. And then if you can, we're going to just use our arms to just paddle the hoop up to our shoulders. And we're going to take whatever our best current is for this. We're going to just bring the hoop right up. And then what we're going to be telling ourselves the whole time is, you know, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Because usually what happens, there's a gap in movement, and that's when the hoop falls. So I'm going to go in. The hoop is going to my left. I'm going to use my left arm. If it was going to my right, I'd use my right arm. I'm going to go in current deep and just push it out. And I'm going to bounce, 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 bounce. And I'm lifting my heels. We don't want to do this, right? Because if we lift our heels up off the ground. Oh, I tried to wear the right socks so y'all can see it tonight. That looks weird. But I'm lifting my heels up off the ground. So I'll show you this one more time. And you don't have to do this. We're just drilling. Some of you could already be drilling angles since you know that's where we're going. I'm going to bring it up, and I'm bouncing, 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 bouncing. Of course, I'm going to use my arms and everything else. Good, T. Good, T. Now keep your arms, shoulders wide. Yeah, widen out a little bit. There you go. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah, nice. One of the things that will really help you guys when you're working on angles is to stay wide. The hoop is going to want to. The hoop is like the good and the bad of the hoop is that it sort of wraps you, and it can wrap your shoulders in, and your shoulders will be brought in so much that the hoop keeps going up to your neck or flying off or whatever, right? And so one way you can sort of defeat that or, you know, guide that impulse in a different way, right, is to stay wide instead of this. Now this, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not bragging or whatever, but to be able to just sort of angle hoop to this beat is kind of challenging. Like I don't think I'm exactly succeeding right now at this, but this is when when you've really sort of found your grace where you can just sort of just wait for the hoop to fall. But when you're doing it slow, especially when you're doing it slow, the more bouncing you can get throughout the whole body, the better. Damn shit. See, I'm not breaking right here, right? I'm not trying to shoulder roll it only. I got my legs moving, I got my heels coming up off the ground. And then just chill. That's the main thing with shoulders. Is just you have to trust yourself to chill and just feel it.
Don't get complacent, you might lose your life. Don't lose that. Yeah. Now certain man dead up. You should have took my advice. You should have took that. Yeah. I'm from West. Yeah. Yeah. Everything blessed. Everything blessed. Yeah. Still pulls my weed and then walk past this. So comfy. Yeah. I don't stress. No, I just finesse.
One really fun way to play with this exercise, if you're not ready for the shoulders, is to neck hoop. Okay, I'll show you what it looks like. But that's really where you'll find this bounce. So if you're getting frustrated because you can't keep the shoulders, you can just neck hoop.
Com o dedo na boca, sobe pensando na rua. Pensa muito não, hein? Pensa muito não, hein? Quero ver se tu fica louca, quero ver qual é da novinha. Quero ver se tu fica louca, quero ver qual é da novinha. Desce com o dedo na boca, sobe pensando na rua. Pensa muito não, hein? Pensa muito não.
Don't judge me on all my wins. Judge me on the time that I lost. I come back strong, man, setting up shop. Sins and the money, I forget wash. Get this one man dead up in a box. What? That ain't gonna happen on God. Stop. Block get hot by the door. Hot.
Okay. All right. Since this is a mix, it's not gonna exactly cool down like I like it when maybe like it too.
You're not stopping this takeover.
Quero ver se tu fica louca, quero ver qual é da novinha. Quero ver se tu fica louca, quero ver qual é da novinha. Desce com o dedo na boca, sobe pensando na rua. Pensa muito não, hein? Pensa muito não, hein? Quero ver se tu fica louca, quero ver qual é da novinha. Quero ver se tu fica louca, quero ver qual é da novinha.
All right, let's try to end with a sort of challenge, and then we'll go into a fun free hoop. And T, if you want to use this bandana for this, you can, but you don't have to. But let's try to, what we're going to try to achieve right now is a head stall. That's it, and that's all. That's the whole thing. We're not even trying to necessarily get into head hooping, but just a head stall. And to get there, we're going to just turn if you can. Turn the palms towards you, place the hoop on your head, and then let it fall down or roll around or go into flight or whatever it is. Perfect, T. And so what we're working on right now is not head hooping. The drill is head stalls. Now, secretly, obviously, I'm hoping that it turns into head hooping, but don't set that kind of a goal for yourself. You know, like that don't limit the drill that way. So the drill just says stall, right? And then you can do anything you want to. And so maybe you're like, well, I get dizzy easy. So maybe your head stall drill looks something like this. You stall it, you're starting to get dizzy, you fold off of it, you do your little flippy stuff. You maybe start to turn again, and then bring the hoop up for another head stall. Then you bring it down, and you do your flippy stuff, and you get it. Nice, T. Weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I taught the Baxter. You can go back and find the class. I titled it that thing. But you can do the Baxter. I think you folded it that way. But you can do the Baxter off the head, and then practice this head stall drill too. So I'm here, drop on, back off. If you add some kind of cloth friction to your head, it'll help hold the hoop for you. You know, it's really easy to hoop with a hat on. When you see people doing it, it's awesome. If you see me doing it, it's awesome, but it's easier. Definitely, hair is the slickest thing that you could be on. Sweet. Thank you for joining, Sharon. This is spring water, by the way.
You know me already, I made this look easy. Light work. High grade, I want to make my chest get wheezy. Light work.
Okay, I think this will be just a good time to... We'll free hoop to the rest of this, and you can move any way you want to or not. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. We're going to move into a free hoop now. Just in case. Wave goodbye, T. Just in case. We're gonna keep the music going for about 10 or 15 minutes, but just in case people start to bail. Thank you guys for joining us.
Money's gotta run, so I don't chase them. I never run time, but it's so patient, so blatant. Standing ovation. Light work. Collectors, items are no masons. Never see me in the courthouse or station. No information, don't ask me a ras. Light work. Them boy get body in the revolution. Colombian neckties, not a light statement. When orders get sent like a Medellin boss. Light work. You know me already, I made this look easy. Light work. High grade bun make my chest get wheezy. Light work. Gal out the road one, squeeze me. Light work. So my grant never wish like genie. Light work. You know me already, I made this look easy. Light work. High grade bun make my chest get light work. Gal out the road one, squeeze me. Light work. Yeah, believe me. Yo, read that but I make it malfunction. Got the push from the Kaia and the yard, we dead. No stress when I wanna build a zoo for the meds. The gal them said I gone clear, no bends over here, just zoots and a cat man, I pro with the tools. Check the vocals, not every day we wash out the lead with the stabs. Light work. I win a check only add to the stash. Carry cold cash for the service, and if it ain't worth it, got some man that cost tax. Minimal effort when I release the batch. Get a gal a quick one and just love that. Default settings when I'm talking facts, no eye contact. Bad like that. Light work. You know me already, I made this look easy. Light work. High grade bun make my chest get wheezy. Light work. Gal out the road one, squeeze me. Light work. So my grant never wish like genie. Light work. You know me already, I made
Sweet, Viv. Thank you so much for joining, Kaia. Gracing us. We appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for everything.
Gal out the road one, squeeze me. Light work. Yeah, believe me. Cash rules everything around me.
Thank you, Rita.
Look at the facts that we make the place cloudy. Gal them a circle around me.
Rita says you're looking awesome, Tara. Thanks for joining us. There's always Rex. Thanks for joining us, Sarah. I love your comments as always. I really appreciate it.
Making moves. I woke up in the strangest mood. Statistically, I should be dead now. I give thanks that we made it through. In a hot country with my toes out and my hotel's got an amazing view. Man like me move calm on the road, but you know what? Got something for a pagan you. I'm very important.
There she is. Thank you, Claire, for joining us. Nice, Carla.
On site, I'll see when move to your car like a traffic warden. We're living in a time where man will draw you out. You do something mad, a man turning foreman. I'm a captain for Morgan, Flasher than Gordon, Henny and weed in my organs. R.I.P. to my G's that are missing. I'ma continue the mission. Came for the coin, no ism or schism. Still BBK is the same coalition, and I came for the smoke. Something out here doing any rascal Clark thing to promote. This me to girls I beat, car you wanna beat them thing that we don't condone.
I'm gonna keep this brief. You can't take short E for a chief. You can't violate me, then sleep at your mum's will be pulling up there next week. Drake's man kick out your two front teeth. Smash up your new car that you just leased. That's one scenario that I thought of deep down. I just wanna make peace. See, I had the problem. I had too much expectation. I used to expect things from people. Then I would just end up raging. Big boy moves that I'm making. I had to put on my apron to protect me from all the pagans hating, causing a complication. I stopped smoking weed. True say it was sending me loopy. Catch me smoking my vape. Your girl wants some 'cause it smells all pretty. I got my head screwed on now. I'm loving the new me. I don't need no new friends, Carla or man, them are moving bookie.
Bass sound, still running around chasing pounds. My vocal on instrumental, yeah, that is their favorite sound. When you was learning how to act,
Love you,
I was
thanks for
learning how to
joining us.
break it down. The same ones that didn't believe in the thing will wanna embrace it now. Bass sound, still running running around chasing pounds. That sound when I'm counting my money, that's one of my favorite sounds. When you was learning how to act bad, I was learning how to break it down. The same ones that didn't believe in the thing will wanna embrace it now.
I don't know what to say to man that don't know about too many man, or if you don't know yet, man not care, or man that still ain't heard dang or checkers seki. Fucking on way back with Recky, bait sound straight facts like Fecky. Who will take that like? Man know that I don't blaze, but last year man spent racks on grade, racks on lights, racks on haze. We didn't look like the Hollywood made. See me talking with Matt, walking with Matt, walking from the Witchmore days. Every man in the cinema raid and put your feet up and kick off your J's. There's no need to send shots from running down steps and FM blocks to licking down shows at Wireless, smashing up a stage as opposed to setting up shops. You on that? No, you're not. You ain't done the least crop.
She has indeed.
I'm talking about the booth, how man's got it off.
A man know where I'm from, but those that don't, let me break it down. Man grew up in the ends where any gunshot is the biggest sound. Know about drama, can't dodge karma. It's my fate, gotta take this now. I was imagining a Thursday morning, just told me we gotta take this crown. Man in my phone will kill it.
Oh, this mix is dope. I'll put a link to it. Actually, let me do that right now.
I know that it's there, I just ain't got round. Got plans to put them together, I do this one up, you can't look down. Ain't got vibe, don't smile or frown. Spend 2 shelf, I grab this pound. Want me in a cage like one of my organs, but I'm a free man, I feel like Morgan. You're focused wrong and I know what's important.
Okay, if you're digging this track, this is the link to the mix, or to their this is all somebody else's work. This is not mine at all.
Still running around chasing pounds. My vocal on instrumental, yeah, that is their favorite sound. When you was learning how to act bad, I was learning how to break it down. The same ones that didn't believe in the thing will wanna embrace it now. Bass sound, still running around chasing pounds. That sound when I'm counting my money, that's one of my favorite sounds. When you was learning how to act bad, I was learning how to break it down. The same ones that didn't believe in the thing will wanna embrace it.
Okay, guys, I think we'll call it a night. Tara says thank you. All right, so this is goodbye for real. We'll go out with something kind of chill.
Traveling through this world alone. There's no sickness, toil or danger. That bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my mother. I'm going there, no more roam. Only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I know dark clouds gather around me. I know my way is a rough mistake, but beautiful fields lie just beyond me, where souls rest.